Weiterhin Erklärung.
Hello? Hello. I don't know if anyone can hear me, or even how anyone could hear me, but the on-air light remains lit, and I am compelled to follow it, like a carrot on a stick, until the end of time. That is, if time hasn't already ended. But if time does indeed march on, if the hands on the clock continue to move from 12 to 1, and if you are listening, my friends, then listen well. For I have quite a strange tale for you this evening. Hello? Can anyone hear me? This is William Owens, broadcasting on satellite radio. I'm not sure which station I'm broadcasting to. My equipment has ceased displaying numbers. For a while, it was actually displaying Roman numerals, and then the screen went dark for about 2 days, and now it just says A in all capitals. You see, folks at home, if there are any folks at home that can still hear me, if I'm not just broadcasting my voice into the darkness, there to be heard by all manner of scheming and lurking, inhuman things. You see, just last week, 7 days ago exactly, I was seated in the recording studio, preparing for my usual 8 p.m. to 12 a.m. slot on the Briarwoods community radio station. As I switched on my equipment and prepared to fade down the music, the steady buzz of ungrounded electricity filled the room. This, in and of itself, was no cause for alarm. But the sound was soon accompanied by a continuous and progressive vibration of such strength and relentlessness that I soon feared my teeth would loosen from my gums, and that my eyes might roll from their sockets, rendering me blind and unable to eat all but liquid and gel-based foods. The vibrations intensified, and I confessed I was reduced to a hysterical and quivering heap on the floor of the recording booth. And as I lay there, muscles tight with fear and grim anticipation, do you know what I thought of? I thought about you, my friends at home. Well, I also thought about that girl I met in the bar last Saturday night, the one I told you all about the next evening. You know, the one with the golden hair and those deep, piercing sapphire eyes that suggested not just simple brilliance, but a deep, eldritch wisdom. Of course, that's not important. She's gone now. Or, rather, I'm gone now. But you, the folks at home, you're still there, somewhere. And somehow, as I kneeled on the gray-blue wall-to-wall studio carpeting, trembling and shivering with terror, I felt as if you were there with me. All of you. Each and every person packed, shoulder to shoulder, stuffed wall to wall in my little booth, shouting and urging me on, saying, "Live, William! Don't give up! Live!" There was a terrific boom. My stomach flip-flopped. I experienced a sensation of complete weightlessness, and my fear was banished by a feeling of freedom so powerful and complete that, for a moment, I thought my heart would stop. I got to my feet and looked out the window, the big one on the front of the building, with the smudged glass and the large black sign that reads, Briarwood Community Radio Recording Studios. Friends, if you're listening, if anyone or anything is listening, the sight I saw when I looked out that window cannot be fully grasped by a sound mind. An endless, undulating field of velvet night, dotted with a myriad of colored stars, nebulas of unimaginable size radiating brilliant rainbow bands of luminescence. Space, friends. I am, in space. I cannot say where exactly in the cosmos I'm currently located, although I know it must be far, far from home. I can tell because the stars don't look the same. I'm quite sure, I have this feeling, that these are stars which no human eye has ever gazed upon. Of course I was terrified. Who wouldn't be? Flung into an endless alien void with no idea of why or how you came to be there. How many hours passed I could not say. I sat on the floor, knees pulled to my chest, and stared suspiciously at the door and window until I became hungry. Fortunately, the break room was fully stocked, almost excessively so. In fact, although I've eaten 2 hearty meals each day for the last 3 days, my supplies do not appear to be dwindling. Electricity hums through the wires, and the studio lights have not yet shown any sign of dimming. The bathrooms, too, have an ample supply of both cold and hot water, as well as a substantial stock of soaps, lotions, and shampoos. My chief enemy then, alone as I was in this perpetually drifting studio, whirring at dizzying speeds through the endless night, became loneliness. I slept. I dreamed. I dreamed of laughter and shaking hands, warm embraces, and delicate fingers running through long hair, of blue eyes and flirtatious smiles. And then I would awake, cold and alone, in the dark of night.